and a project report. And here one thing we should remember, a letter that was written by MHRD on 10/7/2008. It was not sent to the university. I received his copy on 25/11/2008 after several months. I do not know why such an important letter was held up in the MHRD for several months, from July to November. It was held up somewhere. I got a Xerox copy only in November 2008. So soon after, the same day, on 25/11/2008, I wrote a letter to the Honorable Chief Ministers and Education Ministers of the 5 states, requesting 250 to 300 acres of encumbrance-free, contiguous land, free of cost, in the districts identified for established centers. So these were the 3 conditions that we had communicated to all the chief ministers of the 5 states, repeatedly and repeatedly. Next slide. We requested the following supports: contiguous piece of land, 30-meter wide road from the road to the campus, uninterrupted electricity supply through a substation, laying of inside roads, uninterrupted drinking water supply to the campus, sewage treatment plant, and detailed statistics of the proposed land offered to AMU. I'm happy to tell you that the state governments were really excited. People of the respective regions, particularly the Muslims, became jubilant at the prospect of high quality higher education opportunities in their region. Government of Kerala went far ahead of the other states. The government of Kerala acquired and handed over 335.99 acres of land in Malappuram district. West Bengal government acquired and handed over 299.64 acres to AMU at Ahirol, Murshidabad. In Kerala, the entire land was acquired by the government from about 300 private owners. 300. Every piece of land was acquired by the government of Kerala by paying market level compensation. And they have promised me to do everything needed for the campus, and they are doing it. They have kept their promise. In West Bengal also, West Bengal government took the advantage of having the land belonging to Farakka barrage. There are a lot of excess land acquired from West Bengal a few decades ago. So the government of West Bengal could get back the same land at the same cost that they got 30 years ago. That means about 8 lakh rupees. So the government of West Bengal could get 288 acres of land by paying a compensation of 8 lakh rupees, whereas in Kerala the government spent about 30 crores rupees as compensation. And we could move the project very fast in those states because time was running out for AMU and the people were so eager in those states. So we were very emphatic with both the chief ministers. Sir, you give the land in the name of Aligarh Muslim University, then only we will move the first step of starting it. I promised to both the honorable chief ministers of the states that we will take parallel actions at the university level by amending statutes, by moving all of the papers simultaneously, so that the moment you get the land, you give the land in the name of AMU, we will be able to launch at least 1 or 2 programs, just as a token, just to reflect the commitment and respect the contribution made by the people of these 2 states. So as soon as we got the land in the name of AMU, we also told them, you rent out the building. In Kerala, the government has rented out a beautiful shopping complex for starting the AMU center. They have rented out an old hospital building to start the boys' hostel. They have rented out another building to start the women's hostel. And the rent is being paid by the government of Kerala until we move our facilities to our own campus. In West Bengal, the government initially agreed that they will hire out a building, but the government, because of their financial difficulties, the DM told me, sir, if you wait for the West Bengal government, you will not be able to start the class this year. So we went ahead with our own budgeting. There we have taken out a building owned by one of our brothers, Mr. Shah Jahan. The DM of Murshidabad negotiated the rent with the owner of the building. I told the West Bengal government, we don't want to negotiate any rent with anybody and land us in problems. So you negotiate the rent and hand over the building to us, then we'll take it. Accordingly, the rent was negotiated by the DM of Murshidabad as per the West Bengal government rates, and we signed an MOU with the owner of the building, and that is also a beautiful building, a three-storied building. It has all the accompaniments of an Islamic institution. It has even a mosque at the top. So I felt that Allah has been keeping everything ready for AMU to start descendants without much of a difficulty. So it has happened in Murshidabad and Manappuram. We could establish 2 law schools and 2 management schools. And we have conducted all India admission tests. I'm happy to say that 95% candidates belong to our community. And 50% is 40% goes to All India quota, 40% is given to internal students of AMU. So the students of AMU are getting an opportunity to go to Murshidabad and Malappuram in pursuit of studies in law and management. I've gone to these places 2 times. I found that a miniature India is being created in Murshidabad and Malappuram, carrying the same values that we have in the main campus in Aligarh. I have seen students from Bihar, Manipur, UP, West Bengal and Aligarh studying in Malappuram. They are learning Malayalam language. They are using the local clothes. They participate in the local celebration of the people of Malappuram. And they are getting a new taste of the new India that we are creating. In Murshidabad also, we have students from different parts of the country and they are also doing the same thing. So Aligarh is being replicated in different parts of the country and we want that this should happen in Kishanganj as well. I would like to focus on the initiative for land in Kishanganj. Just like the letter that we have sent to other chief ministers, we wrote to the chief minister of West Bengal, Bihar also, in November 2008. There was no response for about 8-9 months. So we again sent a letter on 2/9/2009 requesting the Honorable Chief Minister to provide land of 250 to 300 acres. On 19/9, soon I got a reply from the Chief Minister informing the university that the government of Bihar has decided to give 100 acres of land free of cost to AMU for opening its centers. So we welcome the gift given by the government of Bihar. Next day I wrote to the Chief Minister requesting the Honorable Chief Minister to allocate an additional 150 to 200 acres of land contiguous to the currently identified site for establishing the AMU center in Bihar. Contiguous, remember. At no time I did not leave that word in the correspondence with the state governments. Because unless we do it now, we are never going to get. I don't want the AMU to commit itself in a tricky situation where we are trapped and we are not able to move out. On 29/10/2009, the Principal Secretary sent a reply to me saying that the government is ready to give 250 acres of land free of cost. So remember this date, 29/10/2009. On 1/2/2010, myself along with a team of senior colleagues visited, called on the Honorable Chief Minister in Patna. And it was a very nice meeting. The Chief Minister promised that the government of Bihar is proud to welcome AMU and it will extend all support that it requires, including road, water, power, everything the Honorable Chief Minister promised to our team. And we were so excited that this is going to happen along with Murshidabad and Malappuram. It was a great sense of joy for me because I could see the happiness of Maulana Asulak Sahab and the people of Kishanganj, how fondly they wanted to come up in Kishanganj. Then on 27/3/2010, remember this is a very important letter. The Secretary Government of Bihar informed that the Government of Bihar has allocated 243.76 acres of land. 243.76 acres of land on payment of ₹10 at the rate and like that. Annual rent for 30 years of lease. Soon I wrote to the Chief Minister, we want the land free of cost transferred in the name of Aligarh Muslim University, no lease. On 22 and 23 May 2010, we visited Kishanganj along with a team from university to assess the suitability of the land before taking possession of the same. So the secretary is still speaking about this letter only. In the letter that we have received, the government did not mention that this land is a contiguous piece of land. The government conveniently glossed over this particular aspect. So when we went to the real site, we found that the land is in 3 pieces. That itself was a big shock for all of us. Why the government of Bihar did not mention that land that they are giving now is in 3 pieces. If the government had mentioned at that time, we would not have gone to Kishanganj to see the land. No need for wasting time and unwanted discussions and debates over the issue. So, since it was not mentioned, we visited the location. We did not say no to it. On 25/5 on return, I wrote to the Chief Minister saying that we are willing to accept the land if an area of 250 to 300 acres of land contiguous to plot number 1 and inclusive of it and together with direct access to the state highways allocated. Fark Sahib has shown, I will be showing it again in my slide, I will explain that. The 3 pieces are wide apart and one area is deep inside a hamlet, a muddy and swampy region on the banks of Mahananda River. There's no access and already people have created a psychologically opposing belligerent attitude. People have brought some people from distant places and forcefully settled them there and they were creating a social havoc. We wrote to the government of Bihar on 25/5/2010 for which we have so far not received a reply regarding that particular land. That you should remember all my brothers from Kishanganj, and we should remember that we have not received a reply to the letter I have written to the Bihar Secretary on 25/5/2010. Then maybe that Bihar went into an election mode soon after. Then again after the election, I picked up the thread of communication on December 12, 2010. I congratulated Sri Nitish Kumarji, Honorable Chief Minister, by writing a letter on his election victory and solicited support to start the AMU Center at Kishanganj during the academic year 2011-12. Remember, I have taken an extra initiative because the Chief Minister to give me the land so that we will be able to start the classes during 2011-12.